Hey there, hi there, Aries. It's me, Priscilla B, and welcome to your journey down the witch's road. So, this reading is going to be all about that, and I'm going to be using the Triple Moon Goddess spread from my Witches Tarot book. Okay, and it basically consists of. Okay, and so Aries, you are my last reading, I believe, fingers crossed, in the Witches Road series that I began not too long ago. And you are the lucky one, Aries, today because every day you're lucky, Aries, but today especially because um, you I'm going to let you in on a little secret, and I'm going to be starting my soulmate reading series after I've completed this series. So Aries, stay tuned. Look forward to that. We'll see where this reading takes us, and maybe even you will be the first one to get the soulmate reading. Okay, but don't tell anybody else. Don't tell any of the other signs out there because, yeah, don't want them to get jealous, Aries. Um, so the Triple Moon Goddess spread is three. There's three parts to it. Three aspects: the maiden, the mother, the crone. Okay, so Um, let's see. Okay. I also got to find like a really good soulmate spread too. So maybe at the end of this, I can throw out some ideas, and you can let me know in the comments which spread that you would like, Aries, for your soulmate reading. Okay. All right. So the Triple Moon Goddess. Okay, we have this charm. Okay, I'm gonna repeat this charm for you. Maiden, mother, and crone, now guide my hand and heart. Show me your wisdom today by this witch's art. With the power of 3 times 3, as I will it, so shall it be. All right, Aries, so there you have it. Now, the maiden shows you the possibilities, your hopes and dreams, and what yet may be. Okay, Aries? And what yet may be, okay, is we have the waxing moon, making progress, timing 1 to 2 weeks, shifting consciousness, gaining strength, final steps increase. Okay? And then we also have the waning moon, gaining wisdom, timing 3 to 4 weeks, reevaluate your plans, new perspectives, have patience, and decrease. Okay, this sounds to me like you have to there are cycles here with the moon. There are cycles of energy that come in, and I feel like for a lot of you this has to do with a conversation. I want to call you and hear your voice. Yeah, exactly, Aries. Okay, so someone here is definitely like very hesitant when it comes to speaking to you on the phone directly, like calling and actually hearing each other's voices. So already we're off to some kind of connection here in the sphere and the aspect of like romance and stuff like that, and like affections towards each other. But I mean, 1 to 2 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks. Okay, the timing here. It's kind of like in flux a little bit here. But we're gonna, because we have to like wait for all that, and because we have to like figure all that out, we're just gonna like go with the flow here. And look at this. When we do that, we get the high priestess when we trust our intuition. Okay, so you actually don't even need to like technically like be sitting around waiting for them to call you, because Aries, I feel like the high priestess in you isn't about sitting around and waiting. Okay, it's about trusting your intuition, and if this person is meant for you, then they will reach out to you. And I know you, like, I don't say this like because I was trying to focus more on I mean, this is light work, but it's related very strongly with soulmate energy and like romantic stuff and like, but I'm not saying it is that though, Aries, because I think this person has like put you like in the friend zone, and I think you're like, the high priestess in you is like, actually, like you've always like been in the friend zone, you know what I'm saying? But like the conversation you guys had on the phone, like that really like sparked something here, and ignited something here about inside both of you, that this person is like afraid to tap into and like fully tap into and fully embrace. And that has nothing to do with you. That has to do with them. Again, Aries, this isn't, we're not going to label this as a soulmate connection just yet, or maybe not ever, because that title, it really is like, the high priest isn't going to like hand that title out like so freely. Like she is, that her energy is not just throwing that out there. Okay, even if she feels some kind of connection, she's not like looking to call something that, Aries, because she's much more wiser and intuitive than that. And I feel like a lot of people play a game where they're like, they get lost in the moment and then they revert back to their old ways, like with the waxing waning moon. They're waxing, they're waning. Like wax on, wax off. Like they're so in flux that it affects you if you let it. But the high priestess isn't going to let that affect her. Like even if she could write down, okay, this feels like this person is trying to build a connection with me that borders into that term, they're still like going back and forth with themselves. So they're kind of like in their own space there, in their own little universe, journey, world over there. And the high priestess protects herself. Like as soon as she senses that kind of like imbalance in someone, especially with such a serious like term as soulmate, she's like, I'm sorry, not sorry. Like I'm going to be the one that establishes boundaries because like you're the one that like initiated things. Like, you know, like they definitely initiated it first, and now they're like looking at themselves like, oh my god, what did I do? And you're just like, you were human. Like you had a human connection. There's nothing wrong with that. You didn't do like a crime or something. Like you're not a criminal. But like I'll get into their energy, even though, like I said, Aries, you're like getting your soulmate reading right now. Okay. Yeah, but we'll dive deeper into that. Let's just look at this high priestess. Okay. Because this is really what's like protecting you from like other people's egos and their fears, and letting those fears seep into what you've got going on. Like you're not here to sit around and like feel guilty for them. You're not here to sit around and like feel bad for them. Like you can have sympathy and you can have empathy, but if it goes beyond that and now they're trying to like reel you in to like part of their own guilt trip that they do to themselves, you're like not about that. You're like, no, if you're gonna like start that, I'm gonna just draw a line right now here. And like, yeah. So yeah. That's why I'm not labeling this as a soulmate connection, because I don't feel like this person even like has begun to understand like that level of deepness, and I feel like they're still stuck in their old belief system of like whatever that is, which probably will come out in this reading, to be honest. Yeah. When this card appears in a reading, it often marks a time of initiation and learning. This is the Maiden Goddess card. It is challenging you. Be wise and listen to her words of wisdom. This card is a reminder to quietly and calmly seek occult knowledge and look within. Use your intuition and trust your instincts. This is not the time to let your emotions rule you. Instead, it is an opportunity for growth and a chance to gain real insight and understanding. The High Priestess teaches you to be strong, wise, and steady. She quietly shows you that in order to attain real wisdom, you must remember to always work your magic thoughtfully and from a place of neutrality. And that's exactly what you're doing. You're being neutral here. You're not like, okay, like, I'm not gonna like say anything about certain energies because like the way this person is communicating with you or lack of communication is showing you that they're definitely like fishing for comments. I don't know, like I feel like you're the one sitting there writing this all out and they're the one like, can you give me feedback? Can you give me comments? Can you teach me like what I'm supposed to do here? And you're just like, no. Like, because if I did that, yeah, so that's why I'm not labeling this as like a soulmate reading. This is more about your journey, Aries, and your experiences with meeting new and different people, being in new and different environments, trying new things. Um, yeah, and like the reason why you're not like giving this person like the feedback that they ask for, like specifically, because you can tell, like you are the High Priestess, um, then they're playing a dangerous game, Aries. Okay, like mm, we'll get into that. Okay, but pretty much it's like they have to do the work themselves. You cannot do the work for them. You cannot do the light work for them. You cannot even do the shadow work for them. And it seems like the more they resist the changes and the timing and the shifting of the cycles of the moon, like they they're out of sync with themselves, with their own intuition, with their own inner High Priestess energy. And you can tell them like, okay, like I'm just letting you know, like this is what's up. And if they're like resistant to that, then you just have to say, okay, well, I've heard you and I respect that. But with all due respect, I'm not going to sit here and like listen to you tell me all about your problems when you pretty much bring them on yourself. And I'm not going to sit here and say I feel bad for you either because you're doing this to yourself. That's what the High Priestess is all about. Like, she's not going to like sugarcoat it. Like, she can be sensitive in the beginning and be open to understanding and hearing all the dynamics. But once she has absorbed the information, once she has done her analysis and written it all down and come to her conclusion, that's when it's time for her to like separate herself energetically from the situation, because that's really what it is. And the High Priestess is not someone who sits around and contemplates like why she's in a situationship to begin with, because once she realizes it is a situationship, she exits that right out the door. She's like, this isn't my scene. Like, her scene is very specific. It's there to point out what the challenges are, what the work that needs to be done is. And also with the High Priestess, Aries, come on, like you have your own challenges to deal with. Like, you can't sit around dealing with other people's challenges all day and not, have that time and space for you to deal with your own stuff. That's like not fair to you. Okay? So give this time, whatever this connection is, give it time, because if this person is like really truly going to understand you, really truly going to respect you, and really truly want a connection with you that's healthy, then they're going to ultimately choose that. And if they don't choose the healthy connection with you, then that you can bring a horse to water, but you can't force it to drink. So that's just how it is sometimes. But definitely you don't need to be commenting back on stuff that they send you. If they do like breadcrumb you don't need to be you don't need to be responding to those little breadcrumbs, because they're being lazy at that point. Like, they're not even trying at that point. And you know, It's not, that's not really like your cup of tea there, okay? Um, yeah. Yeah, they're out of balance, they're repressed, their refusal to learn and grow, and then they refuse to recognize their own potential. Okay, Aries, you can show them all the stuff that you see for them. You can show them all the necessary steps to take on their path, on their own personal witch's road spiritual journey. But unless they actually choose that, you can't you can't make them choose. Um, and at that point, you're just like, well, I can't just sit around like wasting my time trying to motivate you because you don't want to be motivated. You want to stay in the same shitty situation. So, like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, have fun, I guess. Suffer indefinitely, I guess. If that's what you like to do with yourself, then fine. The mother shows you how your projects and goals have come to fruition and what is happening right now. Okay? Yeah, the devil. Look at this. Shadow work, devil energy. Okay? This person has a lot of shadow work that they still haven't done. Okay? I feel like they're still, like, haven't fully embraced doing that work. For them, it's a lot about ego. And you have to let go of ego in order, like, when I say let go, I mean you recognize it, but you don't let it decide for you in every single situation, because it's not required in every single situation. Sometimes you need to, like, let go and release, like, the ego wanting to always stay in control, because yeah, this person is definitely, like, more focused on oppression, illusions, trickery, and deceit. Okay, they're allowing another person to have power over them and restrict them and, like, be, like, in control of all of their reactions. So you have to defend yourself from this kind of baneful magic, and you have to overcome fear to emerge victorious. Okay, Aries? In other words, like, let me read this from this other book here. Actually, I have my shadow book too. It's almost like everyone has devil energy, okay? For you, it's more like you incorporate this into and channel this into something productive that's going to, like, create more transformations, more endings to cycles that are not healthy, and you're going to feel renewed and transformed. This card represents a time of profound change where the old must give way to the new. See, whoever this person is that you had a conversation with, okay, that they aren't doing that. They're not doing that, okay? The Death card signifies the shedding of the past, releasing what no longer serves you, and embracing a transformative process. That's you, Aries. That's what you're doing. You're shedding away the old that wasn't working for you, wasn't satisfying you, wasn't helping you, wasn't supporting you, wasn't loving you, wasn't respecting you. You've let that go, okay? It's a process, though, and it's painful, but it's necessary. It encourages you to accept endings as a natural part of the cycle of life and welcome the potential for rebirth and renewal. The Death card is a symbol of personal transformation, growth, and the embrace of change. Keywords here, change. Okay, Aries? So focusing on your hopes and your dreams and your goals and your aspirations. Okay? Yeah. The Death card serves as a reminder to confront your fear of change, release the old, and open yourself to the potential for a renewal. It encourages you to overcome stagnation and embrace the opportunities that change can bring. Okay? Yeah. This person is, they're still living in fear here. But you need to just realize, like, that isn't your energy, Aries. And I know it feels weird saying that because you have like this, you feel this really strong bond and connection with this person. And there's a reason for that. However, the reason that being that is you are seeing how much you're shedding versus how much they're shedding. And you know what it's like not to shed and not to transform. It's worse in the end. Okay? Because an end will come. That, like, that's obvious. Like, but they're, you know, they have to see that for themselves. That's why you're focusing now on you. We've got the Four of Swords, time for non-action, isolation, going within, silence, rest, take a break, healing, recalibrate, and retreat. Exactly. Isolate yourself from that energy. Like, don't isolate yourself from every person's energy, especially if energy coming in for you is like more positive and more lighthearted and makes you feel better. I'm not talking about that energy. I'm talking about the energy that's not facing their fears, because you can't get stuck in that with them, because then you'll be the one not facing your fears either, Aries. Okay? No action or movement. Yeah, they're passive, dormant, abilities, ghosting, feeling restless, burned out, stagnation, exhaustion. Yeah, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, like, you have to, I'm not saying you have to, like, ghost these people or this person or this energy, but, like, you definitely have to, like, take a break from it, okay, for your own for your own well-being. All right? Because if you want all your projects and your goals to come to fruition, then this person is getting in the way of that. Their energy is getting in the way of that. Not like physically in the way, but like energetically it's getting in the way. The Devil. So I already did shadow readings a while ago. If you want to explore that more, there's I have a playlist and you can check out that one. I'm just going to read for you the Devil shadow energy real quick, so you know kind of like what to stay away from, like more specifically. Okay, so yeah, so the Devil is illusion, abusive power and control, shadow, addiction, deception and trickery, the heart of the matter, the source of discomfort, shape-shifting and trickery, a rip-roaring good time, immediate desires fulfilled at a dangerous cost. Okay? Like, and you've already said it. You've already said it, Aries. You've already told this specific person with this specific energy, you've already let them know that. Okay? And they know that already. They don't want to, they don't care. Well, I'm not saying they don't care, but like, they're not following through with that, like, advice that you've handed them. The shadow side is the generator and the source of explosive repressed energy in the wood, the love of your own drama, the false narratives you create, all repressed emotions, ideas, and talents, self-hatred, self-loathing, shame, anger, jealousy, fury, and fear. That's what they're going through. Okay? And you're like, well, if you like do X, Y, and Z, you're not going to feel that way anymore. And they're like, no, I'm going to still do X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, okay, well, then I don't like really have anything to talk to you about. I just really don't. And it's not mean, but it's the truth. And the truth hurts sometimes, Aries. And like, yeah, just sometimes you just gotta let them know, you know, like, you're like, I have to focus my energy on other things. Like, I can't just be like listening to the same drama that you're creating for yourself. It's a waste of time. So then we move into the Crow. Actually, you know what? There's one more card I have for you. Wait, hold on. Let me see here. Yeah, Two of Swords. Stalemate, truths, painful choices, denial, blindness, and avoidance. That's what the mother aspect wants you to know. This person they're blind to their own truth. They don't want to accept their own truth. Okay? yeah, they're pretty much in denial. So that's not a good energy to be around. It's not a good energy to be in. So distance yourself for a while. Anyways, you can always check back in like 1 to 2 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks, whatever the case may be, and you can always, reassess then if any information has changed. But for now, I would definitely distance yourself for your own protection and to establish, boundaries. Um, yeah, because they're not in balance. There's too much of repeating the same bad choices over and over again that you just like don't want to deal with, Aries, and you shouldn't have to deal with that. Okay. So the crone shows you the outcome and your karma, the things that are unseen and what you may be unaware of or afraid to face. Okay. So, wow, look at this. Unexpected outcome. Things didn't go the way I planned. The Six of Wands. Wow, the Three of Swords. You deserve love. You are lovable. Yes, exactly. Religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and a spiritual path. Exactly. Yeah, we're going into like the witch's road is definitely leading you toward soulmate energy. Okay. And it's keeping you from those that are like not able to give you what you need or what you desire, what you want, because they're stuck in their same cycles of like destruction of their own lives, Aries. Queen of Swords, mentally strong, candid, quick-witted, fair, inner strength, direct, chatty, realistic, quirky, and sharp. Okay, that's you, Aries. Okay, you're not being harsh. Okay, you're not being pessimistic or critical, calculating, abrupt, gossip, scattered, easily influenced, clouded vision. Your vision is so clear. It's crystal clear, Aries. Like you can see this exactly for what it is. Like things didn't go the way you planned because you didn't plan to meet somebody that was going to be like open your eyes to seeing like, wow, like what a healthy connection looks like versus what an unhealthy connection looks like. And then this person choosing the unhealthy connection be out of fear and out of like not wanting to do the actual work required, even though it's painful. Okay. So this isn't leaving you like in a place where you're like feeling like, oh, I gotta rush into a new relationship or I gotta like find a soulmate quickly or whatever, even though there are definitely a lot of people that want to be soulmates with you. There's definitely a lot of people that want to have a connection with you. Okay. For however long that may be, or for wherever that journey takes that you with them, there's offers being made. Six of Wands. Yeah, like you're a very hot commodity, Aries. Okay, but I don't think you're looking like specifically like for a soulmate. Like that's like such a huge commitment. I feel like what's happening is you're actually just like being yourself, and that's bringing in these like karmic friendships, these karmic lovers, these soul like ties and connections with other people that like understand your soul and like feel your vibrations. And I feel like I feel like there isn't just like one soulmate out there for you. Okay. And Three of Swords, yeah, because you've been going through a lot of heartbreak and a lot of betrayal when it comes to your love life and your heart, and stuff like that. Yeah. So we have the Magician, resourceful creator, willpower, influence, master, manifestor, inspired action, concentration, resourceful intellect. Okay. The pre-manifest, plan, establish a clear vision, thoughts becoming things, inception point. Yes. okay? So this is more your energy right now than anything else. Like, it's not, you're not trying to fall in love with anybody. You're not trying to, you know, make a big, huge commitment to anybody just yet, like, oh, exclusivity, anything of that sort. You're not putting, like, all your eggs in one basket, Aries, okay? You are just existing right now as yourself, as this Queen of Swords. You didn't expect this because, you know, if this is your karma, though. This is like, you deserve this moment here. You deserve this time for yourself here, okay? And that's being celebrated here. That's a huge win for you. That's a huge victory for you, Aries, because you have not experienced that or had that in such a long time, okay? And this is your time for rest and renewal. Ace of Swords, awareness and insight, epiphany, clarity, force, decisive, communicate ideas, campbell, focus, truth, and vision. Okay. Yeah. A lack of ideas. Those types, that type of energy where you're interacting with somebody and they have like a lack of ideas. Reevaluate, disinformation, block communication, clouded judgment, redirect, hostility. Yeah, like, that's a big no for you, okay? So you can still have like friendships with people. You can still have like that door can be like slightly ajar and like slightly open to the possibility that maybe they will start to gain more clarity and start to realize like what it is that they're like, what it is they're lacking, okay? And they're lacking a belief in themselves, and they're lacking the ability to see the truth for what it is, because it's too painful right now. And they are in a process that you cannot rush. They have to process that on their own. But in the meantime, you can focus on your wins, your victories. You can focus on your resilience to being like, you're such a, like, the Queen of Swords. Like, she's no bullshitter. Like, she's not gonna bullshit, you know? And that's the thing, is like, once you sense the bullshit with somebody and you pick up on that energy that they're giving you, you're like, I'm not gonna do that. Like, I'm not here to play that game. Like, I don't like games like that, you know? Like, I don't like that type of stuff. I'm here to set the tone, okay? And like the Queen of Swords, she makes the rules. She does, Aries. So if somebody wants to, you know, be around you, get to know you, they have to at least, they have to have the respect. The bottom line is there has to be respect, and there has to be truth, and there has to be honesty. And Six of Wands, okay? So, yeah, Six of Wands. You know, the Magician here is tap into your own magic to find the answers you seek. Work in balance with the elements and the powers of nature to create your magic and bring about positive change. Magic is all around you, and it is everywhere in the natural world. The Magician challenges you to seek it out. Connect to this element energy and tap into its powers. And by seeking it out, you're just being yourself, Aries. You're not trying to be someone you're not. And you're not trying to force other people to like adapt to your ways either. You're just, if they ask you what your ways are, then you let them know. And then they're like, oh, wow, okay. Like, yeah, you can't mess with me. I'm not going to sit here and like wait for you to realize that you are making these bad decisions on you, and you're not willing to change these things about yourself. So, you know, when you come to me trying to see if I've changed and if I'm going to bend to your ways, the answer is no. It's always no, Aries. You don't break your own rules and your own boundaries, and you don't cross them for a reason. Be confident and look within as well as without. This particular major arcana card is a lesson in the Hermetic principle of correspondence, which teaches us that as above, so below, as within, so without. We do exist on all planes, on the astral, spiritual, and the energetic and the physical. The Magician urges you to choose the most harmonious tools and natural accessories for your magic. Use the laws of correspondence and all of the resources that you have at your disposal wisely. As above, so below. Skill, determination, connection, confidence, strength of will. Working magic with the 4 elements and the elemental spirits. The Hermetic principle of correspondence. Elemental magic and personal power. Okay? And that is, you have that. You have the sword. The Queen of Swords here. And the Ace, she's carrying the Ace of Swords. You carry this power within you. You bring about epiphanies. You bring about truth. And those that understand that and respect that will naturally gravitate towards you. And you will naturally gravitate toward them. And it will be transformative, and it will be painful in the aspect of, like, I feel like more mental than physical with the swords here, because the physical, the wands are showing you victory when it comes to the physical, victory when it comes to the passion, and that's what you're all about. Okay, and this 3 of Swords shows me you've already learned these karmic lessons in love, and when it comes to relationships, friendships, lovers, soulmates, marriage, engagements, girlfriends, boyfriends, motherhood, all of these different family, all these different types of relationships, lessons you have already learned and mastered. Look, it's like your guardian angel in the sky is like, you've already mastered this. You've already learned all of this, and you can see it for what it truly is, and you can call it out for what it is. And the betrayal, the heart, the deceit, the disloyalty, all of that you've experienced. So now your experiences with your lessons that you've learned, you can go out in the world and on your journey and on your path here, and the people you meet along the witch's road, and you can share that with them. Whether or not they believe you is not in your jurisdiction. Okay, it's not. They don't have to believe you. The thing isn't, oh, believe me. The thing is, this is my truth. This is my story. This is my experience. Whether or not they believe you is up to them. Okay? Because they have to go through the experiences themselves. Okay? So you can see, the High Priestess, she can see, the Queen of Swords can see what's laying ahead and in store for these people, because you've already seen it play out. You've already been there. You've been that character in that story that they're in. But you're not going to be a character in their story anymore when they try to tell you what you're going to do and what role you're playing, and you're just like, I'm in control of my own story, not you. And that's probably what drives you crazy to begin with, but too bad. So sad. Okay, 6 of Wands. Okay. 6 of Wands. This is a victory card symbolizing achievement, recognition, compliment, success, accomplishment, and well-deserved accolades after hard work. You can overcome any obstacle if you work at it. This card can also remind us to hang in there. Times may be tough, but you will get through it and come out victorious if you keep trying. If you keep doing the work, Aries, if you keep working on yourself, giving yourself love, giving yourself respect, not taking any of the bullshit, not taking any of other people's pain and making it your own. None of that. That's all done. You're not going to do that anymore. Okay? You've already set out on your journey, so you don't need to do any of that. Compliments and success after hard work. Yeah. I mean, you already know this, Aries, but I feel like you want to hear it, like you need a reminder. And I get that, because we all need that reminder that we're loved and that we're working hard and we deserve compliments and we deserve success. And you absolutely do deserve that, Aries. Absolutely. Okay? And the 3 of Swords, this is one of the most brutal, toughest cards to get. So that's, again, you already know that, Aries. There is no polite or soft way to put it. When the 3 of Swords turns up in a reading, it is like a sucker punch to the stomach. It hurts. This card, more than any other, illustrates the pain and loss that the corn is experiencing at this time. What you need to understand is that you will have to take the pain in your heart, accept it, shed your tears, and then move beyond it, Aries. And you have learned this lesson time and time again. But the thing is now is that now that you know the lesson, now that you've experienced the lesson, when other people come to you and ask you, oh, can you take my pain? Oh, can you like do the work for me? Oh, can you play this role in my story so that I can play this role? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I didn't come here to play. I came here to slay. That's what the Queen of Swords is. She slays all day. Okay. I sound like one of my favorite readers. Oh my God. I think it's Abundance AF. Oh my God, I love her readings. Actually should watch one of her videos again. But Abundance AF, she's amazing. She doesn't show her face, but just like the way she interprets the cards and the way she speaks, like it's so like enlightening. It's so like hello, like like you got this, like F the haters. And AF stands for abundance, AF. Okay, so abundance is here for you. Victory is here for you, Aries. Okay, that devilish energy I was talking about, that person that wasn't doing the work, that was giving you like this soulmate vibe, but like they weren't labeling it, they knew something was happening. No, they either know or they don't know. And you don't even have to label anything to know. And that's the thing. It's like if they don't know and they have to label and they can't even label it, they're not even there yet. They're not even on the same level as you at all. Okay? And I don't think they wish you any ill will or any of that. But I don't think that they are really truly understanding your value. I feel like they're underestimating you. And that's because they're not doing their shadow work, and that's because they're not doing their light work, and that's because they're letting their ego take the driver's seat. And that's what's causing them so much pain. Because you can let your ego help you in certain situations, but you have to be able to rein it in. You have to be able to pull it back. You have to be able to understand it before you let it out. Okay? You got to train it first. They haven't mastered it. They haven't trained it. Okay, but there are other energies, that will come through and definitely be able to train themselves and definitely able to master themselves, and that's gonna be a wild ride. Okay, that's probably gonna be in your next reading, Aries. So we'll get into that. But for now, for the sake of this reading, okay, the Three of Swords, this is like what you're leaving behind. This is like what you can't like take with you anymore. You can't take other people's pain with you anymore because you have your own shit to deal with. And karma is like, you deserve rewards, you deserve victory, you deserve abundance. You don't need to be handling other people's problems right now, Aries. Because their healing process is blocked. Until they work through their grief, they will not be able to move on. Okay, Aries? They've got a painful karmic situation there. They're experiencing with manipulative spelling backfiring on the caster. Like they have very manipulative spells like on them 24/7. There are energies around them that actually want them to come out with their truth and actually want them to express how they really truly feel and what they really truly need. They're just not willing to do that. So you gotta focus on you, focus on what you got to do, Aries. I'm not saying you have to cut them off completely out of your life. If, they haven't done anything to like really truly hurt you, they're just being like that kind of do the work for me. It's like, no, do the work yourself. Thank you. Have a nice day. Thank you so much. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. Okay. Yeah, they're kind of like a meathead type of person. They're all about like the physical body and like they want attention for that and feel attractive, but then they like once, but then like they're like at the same time they're like, oh well, I can't really like have you saying stuff like that, and it's like you're first of all, damn, take some ownership over your own choices, my friend. Oh my god, Jesus Christ. But that's the thing though, it's like you have to call it for what it is, okay? And yeah, so I'm gonna just pull some affirmations. Look, we got the Ace of Swords again. Bread and butter. Yeah, has your muffin been buttered? That's funny. And hydrate. So there's some good stuff for you. And then we have here the Sacred Orchard. Co-create. My abundance mindset attracts endless blessings. Yes, it does, Aries. And that's what you have right now. You have nothing but abundance coming your way. Yep, you're sacred, like you're protected here. Seven of Wands, you're in your safe space. You know, meditation brings answers. Okay, Aries. So, we can explore more about this meathead um, later in your soulmate reading, but for now, it's like, no, thank you. Patience, crescent moon, keep moving forward. You've got this. And that's where we started your reading. We started it with the cycles of the moon, 1 to 2 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks, making progress and gaining wisdom. And you're making progress and you're gaining wisdom here. Okay? So that's all. That's just, you keep doing that and everything will work out. It always does, Aries. And you know what's not meant for you will be removed because it's not meant for you. And it's going to, you don't want it to lead to like the Three of Swords, you know, because what's happening is like you're seeing the Three of Swords in the future if you go down that path of like doing other people's work for them and their spiritual work, okay? And you can't do that anymore, okay? Don't do that, Aries, okay? Yeah. And also this little cute sticker thing that I just found says special. And Aries, you are special. Okay? So just remember that. And what's meant for you will find you. And what's not meant for you, the universe will remove it and take it away so that you don't have to deal with it because it's not your problem. It's not your job. It's not your problem. Okay? You're not getting paid to sit around and listen to other people make the same mistakes over and over again. Okay? Just not worth your time or energy. So that's what I got for you, Aries. Love and light always. Thank you so much for watching. Take care now. Bye.